Hey guys, Mr. Catlin here, lesson 10. I think we got a couple problems that we need to do. And the first one is asking you which graphs could represent a proportional relationship. Now, we didn't get to talk about this on Wednesday, but it's going to be a big part of what we do starting in lesson 11. And we just didn't get to this part in lesson 10 because of our activity. But what you're looking for in a proportionally related graph is number one, straight line, okay, which is going to rule out this guy. Okay, so it's got to be a straight line, number one, and it also has to do this. It has to pass through the origin of the coordinate plane. So that rules out this one because the origin is right here where the O is. And so that means to me that A and C are my choices because they are straight lines passing through the origin. All right, we're going to learn that tomorrow. We're going to really nail that down tomorrow. That's easy, though. Okay, number 2 of this lesson, the only other problem on here, I understand that this grid did not copy very well. Okay, so get yourself a straight edge, make these lines visible. Okay, and do your best to get a grid out of this. And you're going to be able to make it work, okay? So get you a straight edge, draw lines, make it look like this one. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You should have 12 boxes over, 12 boxes up, okay? So over here, speaking of boxes, we have to represent this lemonade recipe that calls for a quarter cup of lemon juice every cup of water. So you can see this is water over here. For every 1 cup of water, we have a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So here's the relationship. Use the table to answer the questions. Well, I kind of already answered the first part. X represents water because every cup, 1. And then the Y represents the juice, which was a 1/4 cup. So that was lemon juice. All right, so we already got that nailed down. Is there a proportional relationship between this? Well, yeah, if every 1 is a 1/4, then you should have a constant in here. We can test that out. You can multiply by 1/4 over here. 2 times a 1/4 is a half. 3 times a 1/4 is 3/4. 4/4 is $1. 5/4 is $1.25. 6/4 is $1.50. Right. So all of those can multiply over by 1/4, and you have proportionality there. And so what we want to do after we've got that nailed down, we want to plot this down here at the bottom with ordered pairs. But before we start plotting, we need to pick a good interval to count by on our X. Like I'm putting my hands in this one. Wham! X and Y. So left and right, up and down. And it looks like our X's range from 1 to 6. And I've got 12 blocks down here. So every other, I'm just going to put 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I've covered all of my X's. Now my Y's go from a 1/4 up to halves, so a 1.5. And I've got 12 boxes, so I think I'm just going to count by quarters. So it would take 4 quarters to make a whole. So what I'll do here is 1/4, half, 3/4. This will be 1 whole. 1/4, half, 3/4. This will be 2 holes. Half, quarter, half, 3/4. This would be 3 holes at the very top. Okay, so we've got our graph and we have our ordered pairs right here. This is 1, 1/4. So over 1, up a 1/4. Over 1, this will be up 1. This is up half. This is up a 1/4. So we're going to have that spot. Over 2, up a half. Over 2, up half. That would be right here, halfway up to 1, which is there. Over 3, up 3/4. I think you're starting to see the pattern that is coming about in this relationship. It's going up a 1/4 every time we go over 1 cup of water. 1/4 cup of lemon juice for every cup of water that we add the recipe, and that's going to be constant. and it's going to be a straight line that goes through the origin. It's proportional. We plotted the pairs. That's all you had to do. There's no explanation. You plot the points. You make a good list of labels, and you got your intervals worked out right. You should have a nice little graph on your page when you get finished. You're welcome.